Hey, it's David of Strong by Elite. Thanks for tuning in. In this segment, I want to spend the next couple of minutes talking to you about the relevance and the importance of exercise selection and workout programming as it relates to simplicity and complexity, basic versus novelty. Should you stick with the same exercise, the same workout plan, versus should you switch it up, and how often should you switch it up? This is going to be a discussion that revolves around compromises, gives and takes, tug of war. You gain something, you lose something. And also to make sure you're finding the right balance between seeing the best possible results, the most effective, efficient, and safest way possible. We're going to make some corollaries with elite athletes and general fitness population because most of my listeners are general fitness clientele. But I think there are a lot of things to learn from elite athletes because they represent the extreme of the spectrum we want to achieve on the healthy lifestyle. So the first thing that I want to talk about is how this even came about. I'm always getting asked, hey Dave, can I do this exercise or that exercise? This person I saw on social media is doing this exercise. She has a great butt. She said if you do this exercise, it'll help you achieve a great butt. Or I saw this athlete do this push-up variation. Can I do that? This is all great. When I look at these exercises, I look at these athletes, they're great. They have years of experience, and I applaud this person for wanting to take the initiative to try something new. When I look at some of these exercises through the eyes of a technical personal trainer with experience in exercise science, kinesiology, functional anatomy, many times, though, I'm left scratching my head. Did this person really achieve this body using this exercise? Or did they achieve that body despite the exercise because they have 20, 30, 40 years of experience, because they spend almost every waking hour working on their body since it's their job? I have to try to take things into perspective and explain it in a way my client, my layman client, can understand. And before I make any sort of recommendation, I want to know a couple of things about the person who's asking me to do this question. Number one, can you do the basic foundational exercise? If a person wants to do a variation of a push-up, can they do a normal push-up first, 4 repetitions, with good form? With a push-up, back straight, chin is back, hips aren't sagging, arms are at a good angle, it's positioned correctly, wrists are positioned correctly underneath the shoulders. Can they do this for repetitions, and can they do it correctly without their form breaking down? If they can, then we will exercise the notion of changing the exercise if they're not seeing the results that they want. Of course, remember, we're trying to get our clients the best possible results. Results are number one. Of course, safety is really important, but I find a lot of people want results over safety. So again, my goal is to help reconcile the wants and the needs, making sure my client is happy with their results. If they can't do the basic exercise, there's no point in trying to do a more difficult variation for the sake of looking fancy and being cool, just because your favorite athlete is doing it. You'd be surprised at how many people I talk to who have years of experience under their belt, yet cannot do a single push-up. The push-up is the standard, the baseline, the entry-level bodyweight exercise that I think everyone should be able to do, no matter their age. Of course, if they're like 80, 90 years old and they've never exercised before, then I wouldn't expect them to be able to do that. But if you have any years of experience, you should be able to do a solid push-up, at least one solid push-up. You'd be surprised at how many people I've spoken with who can't, yet they want to do all these other variations. They want to do complex exercises. They want to do combinations of this exercise and that exercise. They want to do boot camp where they got to do the push-up that they can't do for 40 seconds, combined with sprints, combined with squat jumps and then burpees. They're burning their bodies out, and they're wondering why they're banged up, beat up, and hurt. If they can't do the exercise properly, I want to make sure they can do it properly. Next, if they can do the exercise properly and they're not seeing the results that they want, are they working hard enough? Are they fulfilling the intensity requirement? Meaning, are they going heavy enough? Heavy being subjective and relative. It doesn't always mean you're lifting as heavy as possible. You're not doing a 1 rep maximum, having the blood vessels in your eyes pop and bleed. But we want to go heavy enough. For example, if you are doing a push-up and you can do 20 push-ups properly with good form, banging them out, maybe add 10 pounds to your back so you can do 15 push-ups. It's a little bit heavier. It is a little bit scarier because there's a weight on your back and it is something you're not used to, but you're increasing the intensity, meaning you're placing a different stimulus on your body. It's this concept of doing the same thing differently. Adding 10 extra pounds tricks your body into thinking that you're 10 extra pounds heavier. That's going to engage more muscles involuntarily. It's going to contract those muscles, and it's going to give your body a different stimulus. So physiologically, the nutrients coming in will act differently, so on and so forth. Basically, you're trying to restart the process that helped you achieve 20 push-ups to begin with. And we just have to rinse and repeat that process when it comes to an efficiency and effective standpoint. Now, when it comes to sustainability, novelty is great, because one of the main reasons people stop a workout program or a routine is because they get bored. The corollary between a general fitness person and an elite athlete is an elite athlete is probably doing their best, or at least putting a lot more effort into controlling as many variables as possible, controlling what happens to their body and controlling what goes into their body. If you're a professional athlete, you're probably getting paid millions of dollars per year to take care of your body and to perform on game day. Not so much with the general fitness clientele who has a day job, has family at home, has a side hobby of skiing. The body's important, but it's more about health than it is about performance. And this is where the compromises set in. When you're going for maximum performance, you're not necessarily looking for maximum health. And when you're looking for maximum health, you're not necessarily looking for maximum performance. Maximum performance, there's no longevity in that. It's not sustainable. Being able to run as fast as possible, jump as fast as possible, hit somebody as hard as possible is not something that you're going to be able to do into your 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's when your focus has to shift towards longevity, health, and sustainability. One of the best ways to stay on a program and not get bored is to switch things up periodically. But the problem is, I think people switch it up too often, too periodically, without allowing the body to adapt to the simple, basic exercise. The stress and adaptation curve for each person is going to be a little bit different. One person is not going to respond to the same push-up routine as the next person, but you have to let it play out. You have to fulfill the intensity requirement, try to push it for what it's worth, and then only when you're at the edge of that intensity curve and that envelope do you switch the exercise when you're going for effectiveness. When you're going for novelty, switch it up as much as you want, but also understand the more you switch it up, the less likely you're going to see great results. Because, and this is where the compromises are, you're not allowing your body to settle in and adapt to that exercise and to build those muscles. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Remember, we're trying to reconcile the relationship between seeing the best possible results and experiencing the best, sustainability. Results and sustainability usually can operate at the extremes, but we're not operating at the extremes. We want a good balance. We want to moderate the middle, because that's, at least in our case, what's going to lead us to the body, the life, and the health we want. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please shoot them over to me at david@strongbylee.com. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And if you have any other insights or your own experience, let me know.